Just a quick video to update everyone on the Commodore. So bought this Commodore last year and it was sitting in a house, under a house actually, in a garage, and my dad actually discovered it when he was dropping off firewood, delivering firewood, and the car hadn't been anywhere, hadn't moved, hadn't left the garage since 2011, and had just been sitting there as a 2-litre auto. Was covered in dust. There was, you know, you can see, I don't know if you can, these marks from big bottles of beer. Just, you know, it was basically being used as a bar leaner. And then I came along and found it, and like, she's real tidy. I was just like, man, I want to buy that thing. And so I bought it, and then I bought a new engine for it and a new gearbox, and we'll start on the inside. So I'm pretty happy with this. It's basically all original. Nothing's really changed on the inside, except for the addition of this thing here, which is a power tune digital display, and then obviously it was auto and now it's manual. And I've got the original gear stick sitting in there with my mouse that controls the power tune. When I want to do adjustments and make custom dashes, I'll get the key shortly and turn it on and give you a demonstration. But yeah, I was stoked to find this center console piece in Moderna red for a manual, and yeah, she's literally untouched. It's got a Link G4 ECU tucked in down there, and the cable's sitting there. Lots of receipts from various things. It's been for its certification. Here's the wheels that I got made. A big thanks to Specialised Auto Services, done a lot of work on this girl, and also my good mate Will Cooper at Wilbar Engineering. That's Keith. He helped me a lot as well with putting the engine and gearbox in. And we'll have a look under here. This is pretty cool. Let's see if we can. So here's where the ponies hide. She's making 337 horsepower at the wheels. It's got ProFlow injector rail, 870cc Siemens injectors, Tommy fuel pressure regulator. It's got a 650 horsepower external fuel pump, as well as the RB30 Turbo, new internal fuel pump, all new fuel system, lines, etc. New coil, new leads, new cam angle or crank angle sensor. We had a bit of trouble. The cam that was in it actually flew to bits. The collar that retains the cam and stops it moving in and out fell to bits inside the engine, and so did the drive on the cam that drives the distributor. So luckily we found that before it did any damage, replaced that. It's got a GT3582 turbocharger. It's got a teal 38mm wastegate down there, external wastegate, 3-inch exhaust, custom made exhaust, obviously front mount, intercooler tucked in under there, Turbo Smart blow off valve. Yeah, I bought some 17x8 ROH wheels for it, as well as I've got the standard ones widened out to 8-inch. I'll just pause this and get the keys. Alright, let's see what the fuss is all about in here. Oh. Alright. Yeah, those fuel pumps quite noisy. She sounds real good. Excuse the greasy paw prints there. Got those there we go. There she is on her factory hubcaps. That was before I got the wheels widened. They were still 6-inch there. here she is. That's pretty cool. You got throttle position sensor. You can customize these like crazy, do all sorts of things. It's got all these different gauges. Oh, there's the GPS thing. Cool old school gauges. Very cool. You can do quarter mile things. There's all the setup. That's when you need a mouse really. My fat fingers don't do the trick. It's got so many settings on here, it's not funny. So cool to have that all available. Other than that, I've got the turbo badge for it. I was hesitant about whether to put that on. I'm still hesitant about that being there, but it's there now. 245 45s on the rear, 235 45s on the front, and dare I say it, she's finished. She goes in on the second week of January, well, week of the 10th of January, to get its certification signed off. All it failed for on certification was the bracket for that battery and the bottom bolts, bottom mounts for the intercooler. They wanted bottom brackets as well. Oh, and yeah, so it's got this gearbox that's in it at the moment is a 240Z 5-speed mated up to a RB bell housing that I bought sort of unknowingly. It goes completely fine, no crunches, nothing, handles the power. But I also bought, when I heard the cam, what I didn't know was the cam. When I heard those noises the camshaft was making, I thought it was the gearbox. So I bought a reconditioned RB30 DT gearbox. It cost me $2,000, and it's now sitting in the container, awaiting for when this one, or if this one blows to bits. Oh, and also, quite a big deal, brakes. Put slotted rotors in the front, racing high temp brake pads, and then also in the back, converted the back to disc and put a 28 spline VN V8 LSD center in it with 4 spider gears. I've had a lot of issues with oil leaks, and you can see when I changed that diff and had the panhard, the pinion seal was completely buggered, so it made a bit of a mess on the floor, but she's all sealed up now. 28 spline, limited slip with 411 crown wheel and pinion, retained from my original 25 spline diff head. What else? Yeah, obviously the new cable for handbrake. Springs, it's not, they were already fitted to the vehicle when I bought it, so it's sitting quite nice. Oh, the whole fuel tank, actually, I pulled the whole fuel tank out, had it cleaned and acid cleaned and lined. So she's really almost a new car. Sort of like a dream come true, really. It's sort of hard to say that I'm complete, because it's been such a big part of my life for the last 6 months intensively. Hey Keith. But yeah, she's all, I'm just going to enjoy it now. Cruise. Have fun with it. She definitely puts a smile on my face every time I drive it. Got the wrinkle red valve cover, did that. Yeah, she's a honey.